Welcome to the Kaiju Corner, where I spill things from my brain without interruption. Shout out to Bonus Commentary for suggesting the name for this series. I was originally going to go with Tokusatsu, but after thinking about it for a while, I decided that Kaiju Corner sounds so much better. It's more appropriate since I'm filming in the corner of my living room, which has a bunch of kaiju figures, so it's literally a kaiju corner. You might be able to tell that I don't have enough shelf room for all of my figures, which is what I wanted to talk about today. I didn't have a lot of Godzilla toys as a kid, mainly because they were relatively hard to come by. I do remember, I think I had, I'm assuming it was Trendmasters, the Godzilla vs. Mothra set. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Like, if I can find a picture, I'll put it here. But yeah, had that, and my brother had a bunch of other Godzilla toys. But as far as Bandai stuff goes, that was pretty much non-existent, at least in the toy stores that we went to. I actually didn't start collecting until my very first G-Fest in 2018. In fact, I think it's safe to say that approximately 65% of the figures that I have came from all three G-Fests that I went to, this year included. I mean, having not grown up with all of these kaiju toys, I tend to be a little impulsive when it comes to buying them. Like, when I'm walking around conventions and stuff, and I see a figure that I don't have, and I'm just like, I must have it. And I don't really think about whether or not I have the room, obviously. I just want it because it looks cool, and I want to be able to say that I have it. But at what cost? Well, about $300. That's what I spent at this year's G-Fest. Aside from the obvious financial cost, I now have to spend time figuring out where I'm going to put these toys, which more often than not leads to me buying another shelf, which takes up even more space in my not super tiny but still kind of small apartment. Then I'm left with the brief satisfaction of having a spot for everything and a slight sense of pride that I am able to impress my fellow kaiju nerds on the internet. But in the back of my mind, I know that I'm just gonna repeat this pattern next time a convention rolls around, and it's like, when does it end? What am I doing this for? Why am I like this? I mean, it makes for a cool background for my videos and my live streams, but that's about it. And oh my god, I just remembered that what you see behind me is not even all of my stuff. I have another box full of stuff that I want to sell behind my desk. I might end up actually selling a good chunk of this stuff behind me at some point. I actually recently gave one of my Godzilla figures to my dad for his birthday because I figured, no pun intended, but I thought maybe he would appreciate it more than I do. So I let him have it. It was still in the box and everything. Like, I literally forgot it was there until I looked over there in that corner. I was like, oh yeah, I got that a few months ago. Every time I buy a new figure, the childlike side of my brain is like, yay, new toys! And then the adult side of my brain is like, do I really need this? Do I really need things to make me happy? Even if just for a moment? I mean, yes, on some level, these toys do spark joy. And I don't see myself getting rid of all of these things. I mean, I'm feeling like... But I feel like it's a lot for me. And I know I've seen people who have way more figures than I do. And more power to them. If that's what makes them happy, that's what makes you happy, go for it. But for me, I'm getting to the point where it's time to let some of these things go. Like, I'll have just enough to make my background look cool or whatever, and I'll keep the stuff that has sentimental value, but other than that, I think it's time to part with the rest. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Let me know down in the comments if you feel the same way or know someone who does. Thanks for watching. See you next time.